Hello, my lovelies. This is Ayuri, and today I'm going to talk about all the different Tarot de Marseille decks that I have. So, here we go. The first Tarot de Marseille deck I ever got was the CBD Tarot by the guy who wrote this book, Yov Ben-Dov, Tarot, the Open Reading. And mine is modified. I cut off the edges so that it would be, I didn't like the extra borders. It is what it is. But this is my first Tarot de Marseille deck. Uh, Next, I have what did I get next? I got this one next. This one I got off of Etsy. And if you've watched my channel before, you've seen it. My mom ordered it for my birthday for me, and it is an absolutely beautiful floral Tarot de Marseille deck. I don't remember who made it, and if I can, I'll see if I can find the link to it and put it in the bio. Next, my beautiful aunt got me this deck also for my birthday. This is the Marseille at Night tarot deck. And so instead of it being white backgrounds, it's black so that it gives the illusion of being a nighttime deck. On the back, there's stars. And I really enjoy this one. I actually keep a moonstone with it, so it keeps that nighttime energy with that deck. I have this deck comes from my sister-in-law, and it is the Squid Cake Tarot de Marseille. It's the nice blues and pinks. Here's the backs. Blues and pinks. And it's a modern rendition of the Tarot de Marseille, a modern cartoonish Tarot de Marseille. It also has little creatures and stuff. One of the knights is sitting on a chicken. There's squid tentacles and just all kinds of silly things. I like it because if you know the Tarot de Marseille is a French deck, most Tarot de Marseilles have uh, French wording, and if you don't know French or haven't studied French, it may make it a little harder for you to go and know which card you're looking at. But these are in English. It's one of the few decks that I have where the words are in English. But I did take French, so it wasn't a hard thing for me to understand once I got it. That's the Squid Cake Tarot de Marseille. I got that one from my sister-in-law, Stephanie. And then, let's see, my two most recent ones I got for an event that I did on the 19th of April. I went to an event, and I wanted to have some Tarot de Marseille that didn't have naked people, because most tarot decks do have naked people. And the funny thing is, a lot of children, when I go to these events, like to show up to my booth and ask me about tarot and things. And so I want to be able to, and some of the parents even let them get tarot readings. So I want to be able to give them a tarot reading without worrying if like the death card or the what are some of the other cards that traditionally have naked people? The Death card. We have the Star is usually naked. Temperance sometimes is naked. Uh, the Lovers are sometimes naked. So this one I got the Cat Marseille Tarot. Here's the backs. That's the Magician card on the back. And they're all cats. I really like this deck. It's a very innocent, inner child type deck because, you know, these happy little anthropomorphized cats are just chilling. Um, Another thing is this is a lot of people have said this is a good transitional deck from Rider Waite Smith because on the minor arcana, which are going to be like these cards, you're going to see the Rider Waite Smith interpretation kind of when you look at how the cats are interacting uh with their life. Even the world is technically naked, but it's a cat, no one cares. uh but it's still a Marseille style deck. It's very vibrant in color. The facings are still the same, so you could read it the same as a traditional writer, or not writer, a traditional Tarot de Marseille. And it gives an innocent feel as opposed to the more traditional ones where there's a lot of nudity and things of that sort. And like I said, I bought that so I could work specifically with if any children showed up or minors, so that I didn't feel like I was showing naked pictures, you know. And I also got the Tarot Nuages by here's here's the box. I can't pronounce that and I'm not going to butcher it. And I love this deck. Here's the backs because it's a fairy deck based off of Tarot de Marseille, but it is also its own, it's got its own mythology, basically. So if you read the book or the back of the box, it does mention that Tarot Nuage is from a land nuage, which is uh, a cloud country based off of like 16th century, between 16th century Europe and the sky. So it's literally a land in the sky. The major arcana cards are based off of demigods of the creatures or beings that live in this sky land. And they have gargoyles and fairies and just different fey creatures and penguins. I don't Penguins are in there because they're in air. It was either air or water element, but I think this is such a wonderful deck. It is so ugly, it is cute, and I love that. I don't personally, when I work with the Fae, I don't see them as being these holy, angelic looking, beautiful, otherworldly creatures. When I've seen them in spirit form, they've been all different kinds. Some look like the walking trees and the Lord of the Rings. Some of them are little gnomes and nymphs, and some are absolutely beautiful. Some are shadowy creatures. And so when I have fairy decks, I tend to lean more towards uh, more darker imagery or more what some would say uh, ugly, because the Fae, I don't know, some people have said in mythologies that the Fae use glamour magic to show you them as beautiful and alluring, and I've seen that happen, but they're not always like that. And so if you can see past the glamour, you can see that, they may have like 6 arms or other things of that sort. And, not all of them are fully, most mythical creatures are not fully good and or fully evil. And so it behooves us to be able to see them in all different forms so that we are not put into a place where we feel fully comfortable and let our guards down and then end up in some kind of situation. So now, even though it's not a Tarot de Marseille deck, I do, when reading, I do include my Visconti Sforza because I read it the same way as I would the Tarot de Marseille, and it is where the Tarot de Marseille came from. So we've got Visconti Sforza. I think this one is specifically called the Golden Tarot, Visconti Sforza, which is an Italian. Now with the Tarot de Marseille, the sword suit is rounded, and with the Italian version, the swords are straight. So, and I did modify this deck because, as you can see, it is huge. So, in order to be able to even hold on to it, I had to cut it down a little bit, and I still have to shuffle it differently than I normally would any other deck because it is ginormous. This was a gift given to me by my beautiful friend and sister, Crystal, and I absolutely love it. A lot of the decks that I kept after I got rid of a lot of decks are sentimental decks that were given to me. And I think that's pretty much the end of this video. I just wanted to show you guys, at first, when I started studying the Tarot de Marseille, I saw a bunch of people with videos about their Tarot de Marseille collections. And at first I didn't get it because I was all like, y'all, they all are pretty much the same cards. Like, it might be a slight coloration difference depending on the cards and stuff. But in general, the pictures are the same. But now that I have my own collection, I can see having a Tarot de Marseille collection. But again, as you saw, they're not really the same. I have a fairy Tarot de Marseille. I have a squid crazy cartoon Tarot de Marseille, a cat Tarot de Marseille, a nighttime Tarot de Marseille, and a regular daytime Tarot de Marseille. Leave your comments on what you think about my collection, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, my lovelies. Bye.